Hi guys, I'm Jesse at Strobepro.com, and today I'm going to be showing you the Strobepro Heavy Duty Baby Boom. Now, this thing is called Baby, but it is definitely very strong, very heavy duty, and the strongest boom that we carry. The reason why it is called a Baby Boom is because of this baby pin on the end. This is similar to what you're going to find on a C stand or other heavy duty stands. So it's going to be able to fit all your popular strobes and other accessories that use baby pin mounting. So in the box, you're going to get two things. One is going to be the boom here, and then you're going to have your counterbalance sandbag, which I'm going to show you how we fill those in just a minute. But right off the bat, I just wanted to show you some of the features of this. The main thing being this thing is very strong. It's designed to take up to 22 pounds fully extended, and we've got three sections here. So we've got our main section, then we've got one that goes out, and then we've actually got the third one that goes out, and we'll try to keep it in frame here just to see how far that goes. No, does not stay in frame. So anyway, as you can see, it's really, really long. It's not going to stay in frame here, but this thing will go out to 8 feet, and you don't have to worry about this bowing or bending because it is absolutely rock solid. You can put the heaviest loads on this and you're not going to have any issues. Couple other things I just want to point out is the heavy duty mechanism down here. Now this is one of the really important parts, and on other booms this can often be plastic and breaks really easy. This is solid steel down here, and it's machined, and you've got your main tilt right here, which we'll show you when we put it on the stand, but that allows you to adjust the tilt on there. And then the other one here is your slide. So this is your pivot point when you're balancing, and it can slide up and down there, and you can balance that out very easily. Locks in place, and then you've got the adjustable, so you just pull up on that and you can move the handle out of place if it's bugging you. And then just on the end, we've got a nice carabiner hook here to clip on the sandbag, and a comfort grip to be able to adjust this when there's a heavy load on it. So let's take a closer look now how we set this onto the stand. So the sandbag that comes with your boom is going to ship empty just for weight savings during shipping, but we do recommend that you put your sand in here before you set up the boom. And the easiest and most cost-effective way to do that is just with a bag of sand from Home Depot or Walmart. It costs like $5 and you could probably fill 20 sandbags if you needed to. But what we always do is use Ziploc freezer bags. They're a little bit more heavy duty and they're not going to break out and you're going to get sand all over the place. You could directly fill this, but this is just a much better option in case it ever got wet or you just don't want sand around the studio. So all you're going to do, fill some sand in a bag, pretty straightforward. And I know I'll get comments on here, oh, kitty litter is better or lead shot or whatever. Put whatever you want in there. That's awesome. If you found something that works for you, then that is great. I'm sure there are a ton of different things that people put in here. This one's a little bit wider, so I did fill up 2 for each side. And we're just gonna kind of push it into the corner there. And then this one, same thing. And you'll just kind of get it in there and shape it in. And then once it's in there, you're just going to do the zippers up and do that on both sides and you're ready to go. Okay, so we're ready to put the boom onto the stand, and we're going to use a C-stand here. You always want to use something that is a strong stand, so the C-stand is a perfect fit for this. We have it in a regular size. We've also got the mini C-stand, or you could even go with something like our 4-foot or 8-foot rollers, which will also fit this with the baby pin here. So it's really easy to do. Basically, first of all, you just want to back that mechanism off and put it kind of vertical there. And then we're just going to back the screw off right here. And I should mention on Strobepro C-stands, we have a flat side on the spigot over here. So what that does is prevent twisting. So we're just going to line up the screw with the flat side, which happens to be just over here. And we're just gonna drop that on there and tighten it down, and I'll be kind of blocking my face here, but once that's tightened down, it's ready to go and we can adjust the fulcrum point. Okay guys, a couple safety tips when we're dealing with a boom. You do not want to leave a boom in your studio at this height pointing horizontally. It's very dangerous. People might not be paying attention, the studio's dark. You don't want yourself or a model or anyone to walk into this, cause a terrible eye injury or something. So if you're not using it, point it up, get it out of the way, so if someone walks by, you have no risk of that happening. A couple other things that are going to make your life a lot easier are keeping the knobs on one side. So we're going to keep them on the right side here, and the way that we do that, there's a couple ways, but the easiest way is to loosen the C-stand base, and then we can rotate this out. So all of our sides are going to be lined up rather than having one over here. So you got to reach around the stand. So keep them lined up. Another thing here, this is spring loaded on the C-stand. So if you happen to have it up and then you adjust something, don't put your hand under here, because what's going to happen if there's weight on there, it's going to come down and you're not going to be able to get your fingers out quick enough like that, and you could easily break a finger because this is such a heavy duty stand designed to be running a lot of weight on it. So just be careful there. If you're going to adjust that, grip from here, nothing under there, even though there is a safety, but if you've got your hand like that, you're going to run into some issues there. If we need to adjust the boom on the top, say these knobs are on the other side over there or something, then we just loosen this top piece, rotate it down, we can keep those on the right side as well, making it easy for you to loosen them and send it out as necessary. One other thing with these here, a good practice is to use the pop pin there. So you just basically pull that out, and then you can put them horizontal or just put them into each other so you're not going to poke or catch anything as well. So those are some of the safety precautions just for the knobs. But now let's mount the sandbag. And we've already filled that sandbag up, and on the one end we've got this triangle clamp here, and we're just going to go over to the carabiner. Now before I do that, I want to make sure that this is lined up against one of the C-stand legs, because if it's in the middle, it's going to want to tip over like that. So especially when there's nothing on the other end, we're just going to line this up a little bit better here, lock that in, we go to the carabiner and just clip it in. Now you don't have any risk of that tipping over, and we can safely get our load on the other end of the boom. Okay guys, I've grabbed an 8600 Pro, which is the heaviest monolight that we carry, just to show on the boom here. Now before I do that, I just wanted to point out again, one of the nice things about Strobepro booms is that we have the flat-sided spigot, and I've mentioned it in a lot of our other videos. It doesn't seem like a big deal, but when you go into something like this, it's extremely important, because you could have the heaviest duty boom in the world, but it's going to start twisting when you get a heavy load. What happens on a boom that doesn't have that, when you put it on here, the weight, it's going to start going down like that, because the only thing gripping is this screw. So with the flat side, we line that up over here, and it prevents it from twisting at all. So I'm just going to put that on right there, and I'm actually just going to go around the back here, and you'll feel it seat in there, and we are lined up. So I'm just going to kind of hide behind here for a second. Actually, I could probably just bring it up so you can see my face here. Now we can adjust our center point here. So actually we're not too badly balanced right here right now, but what I can do is loosen up the top one here, and I can actually slide that center point a little bit further back if I wanted to. Now where this is really going to come important is when we start to send it way out. So if I go here and loosen this first section and start to send that out, and I'll just actually do this section as well. It's going to go out of frame here, but this is, again, we'll go all the way out to 8 feet. But you can see as I go out, you're going to need more counterbalance on this side. So you might want to go back here and adjust this a little bit more. Just slide it back, lock it into place, and then it's just a lot easier to balance. So again, make sure you're over a leg if you can be, otherwise the sandbag will provide some balance, and it's also a great idea to actually put a sandbag on the leg of your C-stand just to provide that extra safety. So I'm just going to show you how to pivot the head, but I'm going to bring this down. Now remember before when I said don't put your fingers in there? This is the exact reason why. Sometimes it's easy to get casual when you're adjusting stuff, you're in a rush, but you got to really pay attention here, because now we've got the weight of the boom, we've got the strobe and the softbox, and then we've got our sandbag over here, and all that is supported. So a good way to do it, put some weight on the leg here, and I'm providing counter pressure on the other side as I loosen that off, and that's bringing a lot of weight down, like probably 40 pounds I could feel coming down on there. So again, just be super careful when you're doing that. Now, we've got two more adjustments that we can make here. So if we want to adjust this way, basically we can do it in two places. So if it was down low like this, we could just use one of these sections, loosen that off, tilt it, lock it into place. But if that's out 8 feet, then it's a little bit harder to get to that, or it's up high. We might have access to our main lock here. So you could do that as well right here, which would probably be the easier way to do it. And we can use the grip handle on the end here and just twist that to wherever we need it. So let's say we wanted to twist it out there, just lock it into place. And that's how I would recommend doing it if you're able to. Now we've also got the tilt going this way, and that's going to be controlled by the strobe. So we would just go to the strobe, and you would do this first actually, because it's going to be the hardest one to adjust obviously on the strobe. So if we wanted to put tilt in it, lock it, actually we'll bring it in a little bit. You would do that one first, and then you would do your up and down. And if we didn't like how it was there, we would lower it or remove this one and control the tilt that way. So there you have it, guys. That's really the only adjustments that you need to know on this. Again, we can send that all the way out to 8 feet. We just don't have the studio space to do that, to be able to catch it on the actual frame here. But we've got those sections, and this is going to provide you with maximum stability on those times where you need to run a heavy load out on the studio with a C-stand. To take the boom down, all we're going to do is retrace our steps. So the first thing we want to do is bring the strobe down. So I'm going to just slide that back home here. And once I get it there, I can lock that back into place, unscrew the knob on the actual strobe. And once you get that, it's just going to come right off. From there, we want to go to our sandbag, unclip that. Then we can bring our stand down. Now, if you're going to be storing this on the actual stand, then we can either just put it like this in the down position, or you could put it up as well. Just again, for safety, we don't want to store that horizontally. And then you're just going to back off the thumb screw back here if you're going to be taking that off, and then we're good to go. So there you go, guys. That's everything you need to know about the Strobepro heavy duty baby boom. This is our obviously most heavy duty boom. It goes out to 8 feet long. It will support up to 22 pounds fully extended, which is crazy. So you can reach right across your studio, basically put any strobe and modifier up there, and you're not going to have any issue at all. Now this boom is not going to be for everyone. Again, this is for those who need a heavy duty boom. We have other options if you don't need something quite so dramatic as this guy. So you could go to our universal boom, or there's the boom that comes with our C-stand, and also our 13 and 16 foot 2-in-1 booms are great options, which will support quite a bit of weight, but just not quite as much as this guy. And again, this thing is built solid steel construction, so you can throw a beating on this. It's going to last you for years and years to come. So it's a great investment that you don't have to worry about. So until next time, guys, I'm Jesse at Strobepro.com.